This is Tapestries of Love, written by Lisa York
and Kim McNeil.
Performed by, in order of appearance, narrator Lisa York,
Bartender Kim McNeil,
Castiel Ivan Seiler,
Hannah Kim McNeil,
Balthazar Lex Macaluso,
Samandriel Scott Benson,
Arachne Lisa York. Then, Castiel's atomized during the fight between Lucifer and Michael. Sam is pulled into the cage with both. Miraculously, Castiel returns stronger and better. The apocalypse averted, the angel Raphael decides to take over for his own purpose, killing any angel in his path. Castiel defends the angels, still true to their purpose, and prevents any more bloodshed. Now, after learning of a unique strain of seemingly immortal hybrid mix of spiderlings, Castiel sends Samandriel and Balthazar to investigate this unusual development. Since Dean is now in retirement with Lisa and Ben, and Sam is off hunting with his grandfather, someone needs to take control. A blizzarding snow and cutting ice chilled Castiel to his bones. Entering a packed upscale bar to escape the cold, he notices Hannah sitting by an empty bar stool. Bartender yelling,
"Sir, remove that snow-covered mess. Can't have you ruining my mosaic tiles."
Surprised, Castiel removes his trench coat, shoes, stares at his dripping, thawing, snow-covered trousers.
These are snow-covered too.
Tossing his frozen clothing aside, he staggers to the seat beside Hannah. Plopping down, Castiel ruffles his frozen locks, noticing as he does the blood in his hands. With a glow, he quickly heals his wounded head.
I said the whole bottle of Hunter's Helper.
The two angels are completely unaware of the gaping patrons. The bartender starts to object, but Castiel cuts her off.
I said the whole bottle of Hunter's Helper. Now!
Hannah, leaning in towards Cass, laughingly whispers in his ear.
Cass, she didn't mean everything snow-covered.
Castiel, looking back at his snow-covered trousers.
She said snow-covered clothing. Hannah, the nest is nearby. I think the Arachne and two of her offspring are breeding in the Linville Cavern. Presence there.
The bartender swings around.
Arachne?
At this point, the bartender nods toward two women by the bar's edge. Hannah, noticing, grabs Castiel, his discarded clothing, and pulls him into a nearby restroom. Now, tightly fitted together, Hannah presses against Castiel and moves gently behind him, handing him his trousers.
Makes me think of the Pizza Man.
Now, I might have learned a few things from the babysitter, too.
Shaking his head, he pulls his trousers up. He spins around. Hannah is caught off guard when their lips brush. A moment is held between them. She gasps.
Hannah, we have to stay on mission. Balthazar and Samandriel have been missing from our garrison for weeks now. We know Arachne has an affinity for angels with male vessels. Do not let this disturb you.
Hannah and Castiel head out to the cavernous nest, unaware they are being followed from the bar. Nearing the caverns, Castiel and Hannah strategically separate to cover several tunnels quickly. Cautiously, Castiel senses a presence. He pulls himself closer into a darker shaft. The wall encroaches upon his being. Webs collect in his ear. Pausing, a thought comes into his head.
I should have visited my hairdresser sooner.
Suddenly appearing before him, he recognizes Arachne. Hearing a scurry behind him, he turns, recognizes one of the ladies from the bar, spider-like in her true form. Castiel's blade drops into his hand, but he is quickly pushed forward. Stumbling a few steps, holy fire immediately encircles him. Trapped, he exclaims.
Holy shit!
Stealthily, Hannah continues down her path, feels a sharp sting and suddenly notices the bartender's sigil too late as she is expelled from the cavern with a massive force. 3 weeks earlier, Castiel calls Balthazar and Samandriel into his office.
What have you found from the lore?
Athena punished Arachne to an eternal life of weaving after her tapestry fared better than her own. Arachne must watch her offspring die century after century. Since the fall, we've discovered a new strain, arachnid capable of human form, similar to changelings. From what I found from past lore, this new species is Nelphidae. It's the offspring of an angel and Arachne, their daughters being Demetria and Cora, the first of their kind created by mating with the god Pitius, the god of pity. Once Athene discovered this, she destroyed Pitius once again. Arachne, Cora, and Demetri must live eternity with their offspring dying.
But what now would cause the influx of this new species?
Castiel, when angels walk the earth in a human's vessel, do we not assume human inclinations?
Makes sense if Arachne, Demetri, and Cora can change into human forms.
So now we have voluptuous spiders mating with angels in male vessels, learning of their newfound desires. I'm all in.
We can't just swish off ass feathers blazing before we know how to kill them.
How about I sap back to the Titanic and see if they can swim? Survive those icy northern Atlantic waters.
Do you know how to kill them?
One size 12 cowboy boot should do.
I'd expect that from you, Idjit.
Firsthand, I know the weakness of human vessels. I'd advise you to do the research. Don't underestimate Arachne.
Just because your vessel can't resist your boyfriend here, doesn't mean I can't. Besides, I'm hip to see what these Greek changeling spiderlings just spider temptress look like. Beyonce and Britney, huh?
Let's find out how to kill them first. I'll look into the lore more before we leave.
I agree with Samandriel. You need to know how to kill them. Be wary of how angels are being seduced before you leave.
At this point, Balthazar, with a quick swoosh, teleports Samandriel away with him. They soon land on an icy road north of Wyoming.
Wait here, Samandriel. I'll scope out the bar.
Wait, right here.
5 days later, Samandriel, still on the side of the frozen road, is surprised by an alluring mistress weaving him into her warmth. He awakens in a warm cavern, paralyzed, woven into a strong web of silk. He notices Balthazar in a similar predicament.
I thought you knew best how to resist.
Well, have you seen how attractive they are? Something about them. Something special. I see you're here as well.
You left me on the side of the road. I was pulled in. Did you give up my location?
Well, I knew you'd still be standing by the roadside, and I needed company. Besides, I know Cora will soon abandon her effort to mating with you. All that baggage of yours? Well, I'm still here, aren't I? Spiders eat their mates for nourishment to support the offspring. Let's see how you do.
Now what do we do? Wait on Castiel and Hannah. We don't even know how to kill them, thanks to you.
3 weeks later.
Hannah, Balthazar, and Samandriel have not returned. Hannah, let's check into the lore, find out how to kill these hybrids, and bring our friends home.
Hannah opens the lore book and begins to read. After a while, Hannah slams down a book.
Here it is. A cast iron frying pan seasoned with lard and dragon's fire smashed upon their head can kill them, but only when held with a size 12 cowboy boot. Where the bejesus do I find a size 12 cowboy boot with Balthazar missing?
Balthazar's closet. You know he only has $1 million in his closet. He loves to play dress up.
Back in the caverns, we see Castiel is surrounded by holy fire. Arachne spins a high web above the holy fire. Swinging in, she quickly encapsulates Castiel in a thick cone of web. The mother of all spiders then extinguishes the flames and pulls Castiel into her lair. Pressing her bosom against his huge pecs, she pulls him in, her pedipalps gently sliding down his neck. Castiel, I've been waiting for you, the most favored of God's angels. I waited and wanted you especially for myself. Our offspring will be stronger, faster, with extended lifespans. Together, Castiel, soon, will be strong enough to punish Athena for her injustice. Here's my mating offering. It's the highest of all treasures you seek, the European honeybee. Arachne lovingly extends her silk-wrapped package to Castiel, one of her octal limbs. Aroused, she insists, yet Castiel resists. I shall attend to my brood while you reconsider. Demetria is especially fond of your friend Balthazar, and Cora of Simandriel. Castiel, you cannot resist me forever. I am, after all, Earth Mother to all Arachnids. Arachne slowly injects Castiel with her venom, weakening his grace, leaving him for weeks at a time. Hannah gradually recovers her full strength and returns to the cavern, discovering it now empty. She searches through long, empty, dark streets, down darkened alleyways, into an odd, old, and abandoned building, full of dust and mold, now ghostly, dark, and dank. A maze of cobwebs greets her. Finding the boar abandoned, she senses a deep, dark presence hovering over her, ominous and foreboding. She shudders and weaves her way through. Hannah sings out for Castiel.
Cass, my soul aches for you so. I don't know your plight. I can't imagine what you've been through. Please be alive.
She spots a door with a faint glow below. Prying it open, she slips stealthily inside. Moonlight and clear, cool air meet her.
Castiel, I feel the freshness of your being illuminating my pathway. Where the hell are you?
Upon this exclamation, she spots another faint blue glow. Suddenly, she sees Castiel, bound, gagged, and still wrapped in Arachne's tapestries. She begins cutting away the threads.
Castiel, you're alive. I've been searching for weeks. I feel your weakness. No need to talk.
Weakened from the venom, Castiel tries to speak, to move, but cannot. Hannah ever so gently lifts his tender chin and his weeks-old stubble and looks into his deep blue eyes. Suddenly she hears a rustle behind her. Interrupted, yet without hesitation, Hannah spins, draws the cast-iron pan held by the size 12 cowboy boot and smashes Arachne's cephalothorax with all her pent-up passion. Demetria and Cora scuttle into view, and Hannah bashes their heads with the booted pan. Exasperated, Hannah's attention returns to her angel.
Don't worry, Castiel. I've always got you. Don't move. I'm going to gently massage your unused muscles, bringing warmth and blood to your feet, your toes, your calves, thighs, hips, fingers, hands, arms, shoulders, neck, chest, and stomach. All of you.
Hannah uses the cleaned edge of her blade to gently slice her neck, releasing a small amount of grace.
Drink, Castiel. Sip this grace of mine little by little from those dry parched lips of yours. Come with me now, Castiel. Lean on these bones of mine.
Hannah seals the light emitting from her neck. She gently lifts Castiel up, taking him outside to the warmth of the sun, and lowers him to the ground. Noticing his abnormally low body temperature, she removes his and her clothing and lays beside him skin to skin, generating warmth with their clothes wrapped tightly around them both.
There now, Castiel. I got you. I've always had you since God created us. Once I saw your form, another angel would never do. I've never told you. I've been strong, but these earthen vessels are weak. They need care and satisfaction. In this vessel I can express my feelings. I know, first we must find...
Holy heavens, Hannah! We've got to stay on the mission. You've warned me, let's stay on the mission. Let's play pizza man and babysitter. I've been waiting centuries.
But what about Balthazar and Samandriel?
I don't care, Hannah. Let's stay on mission.